Hello there, I'm Lyndon Thorpe, and this is Mindful Moments, Touch Your Heart Every Day. And I'm here on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday to help you to lay down a foundation of mindfulness to sustain your busy life. So welcome. If this is your first time, welcome, a special welcome. You've made a great decision to come and look after the balance of your body, your spirit, your human spirit, and your mind, your unlimited mind. And if you are visiting again, thank you so much for coming back. You too are doing a very great thing. We are in a time of crisis, really, in lots of ways. And in fact, my topic this week is all about ethical visibility. I've mentioned this before, and yeah, it really is a terrific topic, because really what we've got to think about, and I'd like you to contemplate on this when we start our practice in a moment, is that yes, in this global community, on the internet, which really is our future, then it's really important that we are ethical in the way we are visible. In other words, when we are on screen, when we are writing content, when we are relaying a podcast, it's really important to be ethical. In other words, not to be chasing and selling and, really irritating people with the way we are being visible. So, yes, it's important to show up online, but it all begins with morality, really, like everything. And I'm keen to get this sense of morality correct for the internet and for the global community. Your morality is your inner sense of right and wrong. And ethics are simply the way you apply your values in public. Digital spaces can really collapse tone, nuance, and presence if you're not vigilant. So this makes ethics even more important than ever. Ethical visibility really protects your nervous system, your energy, your boundaries, and your integrity, most important of all. Ethical visibility respects other people's nervous systems, cultural differences, which I was talking about yesterday on Lodestone Lunch, and last Friday on cultural adaptability, emotional realities, and dignity. So the important thing to remember is that when you are being visible, you shouldn't be performing, you should be present, and you should be genuine and sincere. It's not about exposure, it's much more about clarity. It's not about being effective, it's about being responsible. So, yes, join me this week in my writing and in my live events, where we'll be talking about ethical visibility and showing you how to have a grounded approach to digital leadership. So please bear in mind ethical visibility as we go into our practice. Okay, so mindful moments is a way to take you into your inner core, We are each unique, and therefore our DNA is unique, and our way of seeing the world is unique. It may be similar in some ways to other people's, but then when we look at the abstract nature of words, it becomes very difficult to explain how similar it is. So, really, we are unique and we have to learn to enjoy that uniqueness. Um, so, couple of ground rules before we begin. It's really important for you to um, try to sit or stand with your spine vertical, the crown of your head going up, the base of your spine going down, and if you're standing, which is great, then the soles of your feet going down into the earth. That's really important. That's how to get the most benefit out of this practice. Because remember, we are entering your inner zone, but we're also entering your body. And the spine is your central column. It's also where your spinal cord is housed. And the spinal cord really is all about consciousness. So that's why I want you to sit up straight or stand up straight so that you've got the spine really lengthened. And during this practice, it will lengthen even more. So that's important. And then the other thing is, in a moment, we'll get started. I start every session with the ringing of my bell. When you detect the vibrations of my bell, please allow your eyelids to drop. But don't close your eyes entirely. We need you to be alert and aware if you want to really develop a mindful practice. It's not about relaxation at all, although that is a byproduct of it. So heightened awareness is what we're looking for. Okay, so let's get ready. And this is a non-doing practice, so just follow my voice and don't do anything. Here we go. Wonderful. So just take a few moments to make the transition. We've closed out the visual, which dominates us, which gives us so many choices, too many choices in our lives. And in the invisible realm, really, there are no choices in many ways. We just are in the invisible world. We just exist. Choices are made from the limited mind, the mind that we associate with the brain. That's where we find choices. But if you really are embodied, then you don't have choices. You follow your body, you follow your nervous system, you follow your spirit. Yeah. And this is what First Nations can't understand about what they call word fella. We intellectuals who have left the earth, turned our back on the earth, and spend our whole time thinking. Because First Nation people do not think. They don't need to. They just are. So, as you come down into your inner core, you may find a couple of things happening. The first is that you become really aware of your breath, which is a wonderful thing. Conscious breathing has so many benefits. So, just breathe with your breath. You don't need to change anything. The deeper we go into the practice, the more your breathing rhythm will change, the longer your breaths will be, and you don't have to do anything. Breathing is a non-doing thing unless you have a a problem, or you've had an accident or something like that. So just breathe with your breath and really enjoy that absorption. We tend to neglect the breath in the visual world, breathe very shallowly, and we don't give it a second thought. But here in the invisible realm, it's good to acknowledge the wonders of your breath. Now, the second thing is you might have a tendency to generate words and images as I talk. And really, you don't need to do that. Just follow my voice. Here in the invisible world, we don't need the symbols of words and images. We want to get at what is beneath them, what is behind them. And we're going to encounter that in this practice. So, let's start stage 1. I'd like you to channel all the energy of your mind without distraction into a strong, bright laser beam. Wonderful. Just put all of your mental energy into this beam. Bright, hot, penetrating, and in a moment we're going to move it outside your immediate environment. So outside your windows and walls, outside your roof, outside your vehicle if you're in one, and if you're outdoors, as far afield as possible. So slide your power beam outside, smoothly, slowly, and we're going to start to scanning the environment methodically, systematically, and we're scanning for any vibrations. We're going to detect vibrations with the laser beam of your mind. Above, below, to the left, to the right, in front, and behind. Scan as far afield as you can. First Nations can scan up to 10 miles away. And we're going to use the whole body to scan, not just the ears. We're going to use the whole body from the crown of the head to the tips of the toes, like a tiger in a jungle. When animals are hunting, every single skin pore, every single hair follicle is aware and alert. Every vibration is either the next meal or maybe a threat of some kind. And this is something we used to do before language. Yeah, imagine a world of sound with no language, no symbols. Wonderful. Scanning methodically as far afield as you can and as closely as you can. And when you encounter a vibration, pause accept, and move on. No need for labels, no need for guessing. Wonderful. Let's move to stage 2. Slide the power beam of your mind, unique to you, hot, bright, penetrating, inside your immediate environment, inside your walls and windows and ceilings. If you're in a vehicle, inside the vehicle. And if you're outdoors, make a 30-meter radius around you and just scan up to that limit. And start to scan again, methodically, systematically, above, below, to the left, to the right, in front, and behind, up into your corners, down into your floor corners, under your furniture. And if you're outdoors, up into the sky, down into the earth. And as you scan, above, below, to the left, to the right, in front, and behind, feel the breath supporting you. Your breath, your unique relationship with the planet, which provides oxygen for you, your unique way of taking the oxygen into your body, and then your lungs in the top part of your chest, processing and purifying that oxygen to enable you to live, to survive, to thrive. Without the glorious human body and the amazing emerald earth, we wouldn't exist. So take a moment as you scan far and near in your immediate environment. Take a moment to really cherish your breath. It is your most valuable asset, and it costs nothing, and it's unconditional. If you're human, normally you can breathe freely. No spacesuits. Continue to scan. methodically illuminating every dark corner. And when you encounter a vibration, pause, accept, and move on. No need to label, no need to guess. Wonderful. Okay, let's move to the third stage. Slide the power beam of your mind, bright, hot, unique to you, inside your body, right down to the tips of your toes, and start to scan along the tops of your feet, along the soles of your feet towards the heel, illuminating, detecting vibrations, blood and bone, and so on. Give off vibrations. Everything vibrates in the universe. Start to scan up into the ankle joints. Make space with the heat and light of your mind. Soften the cartilages. And then move up to scan the lower leg, little by little, methodically, leaving no dark place, no vibration unmissed or missed. Keep scanning upwards, and eventually you'll come to the calf muscles. These can get really hard because of gravity bombardment and also because of the your posture, possibly, etc. So take the heat and light of your mind, your laser mind, inside those muscles and soften them, warm them up. Then slide up into your knee joints and do the same. Make space, bring heat and light, soften cartilage. Then we start to scan up or along the thigh, little by little, scanning methodically, detecting vibrations. And when you encounter a vibration, pause, accept, and move on with the whole of your body. Move along or up your thigh, the longest bone and muscle area in the body. Keep moving, and eventually you will encounter the torso. And at the base of the torso is your base chakra. This is a congregation of nerve endings. It's also a tremendously important place for human beings, the place of birth, the place of procreation, and the place of elimination. And without elimination, we die. We need to eliminate toxins that build up in the body. It's a tremendously hot place too. If we had a heat camera, we could see that quite easily. So, very nearby, you'll find your coccyx. These are 3 to 5 or 6 tiny little bones that are the remnant of a tail when you were a different kind of mammal. Scan up those, and then we encounter the beefy bones of the lumbar spine. These are chunky bones to bear weight, bone and disc. Bone, disc. The disc is white cartilage, and the laser mind can soften those cartilages, warm them, soften them. So start to build up the column of the spine at the back of your body, bone, disc, and eventually you go up behind the intestines, up behind the solar plexus, the center of gravity of the body, up behind the diaphragm, the breathing muscle of the body, and then you encounter the rib cage, and inside the rib cage, the heart and all the vital organs, but the heart is the most magnificent. It gives off electromagnetic vibrations 60 times stronger than the brain. Your heart is your true brain. Climb up behind the heart, keep going, bone, disc, and up behind the lungs, flickering away, filtering oxygen so you can live, bone, disc, and then reach your hand up to feel the notch on the back of your neck. And from here on up, the spine bones are much smaller, the discs are smaller, bone, disc, and the spine disappears up inside the skull. And right at the top of your spine, at the crown of your head, is the atlas joint. And this is where the skull pivots. It's held in place by muscles, and this makes us master communicators. We have over 10,000 different orientations of the head and facial expressions at our disposal. We are superior animals indeed. And there you have it. You're at the crown of your head. Your spine is beautifully lengthened. You haven't stretched. You haven't done anything. You've simply been and used the power of your mind. This is a superb way to use the mind. Another tool that we've forgotten all about. In a moment, when you detect the vibration of my bell, allow your eyelids to float open and look gently ahead. Wonderful. And there you have it. I hope you feel as good as I do after just 25 minutes of mindful practice. If you'd like to do this again, I'll be here tomorrow and Thursday, and I recommend you practice as often as you can and allow yourself to be guided. This is the best way. And this from your lengthened spine, your deepened breath, and your whole body listening. This is the way to navigate the digital world without getting pulled out through your eyes. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow. And please stay with these feelings as long as you can.